All right. So that's enough of that right there. Let's get into it real quick. Let me situate myself. In my opinion, whether or not she knew what was going on or not, whether or not what the definition of the law is and all that stuff, but in my opinion, she's a murderer. And the reason why I say that is because she killed somebody. It doesn't matter if it was lawful or unlawful, whatever. She's a straight up murderer. And now let's go into some of the things that were said during the court case. One thing I got a whole slew of things that was said during. Well, I ain't got a whole slew, but I have a snippet of stuff that was going on during the day 7 of this trial. First one we got is that she had reasonable options to figure out what was going on before she fired. See what I'm saying? She had two stories with that. One was that she fired at the door, and the other one was that she walked in and fired. Well, one thing's for certain, the man was sitting down eating ice cream. And when the police came through to look at the scene, the ice cream was still frozen. It was still frozen solid. Man can't even eat ice cream in his own house these days. Give me 1 second. Can't even eat ice cream in his own house without having to sit there and worry about death, dying. You see what I'm saying? And which is sad. Let's read another one. So then we have that other police have gotten on the stand. Syndicate J, what's happening? Fuck that race soldier bitch. Huh. I mean, she got the pictures to prove that. To prove that, you know, dude up in the all up in the picture with the racist signs and stuff like that. Nobody said that about that right now. Other police officers have was on the stand. They said that they would not have reacted that way, and the reason why that they said that was because there were reasonable signs that dictated that she was on the wrong floor, and one of those was the roof line. The other one was the 4-letter placards in the elevator. The other one was that she had 16 or 17 door numbers to pass by before she made it to his apartment. You see what I'm saying? What else we had? While she was walking to his house, it was a different format. And then when she walked, she opened up the door. There was a different format. Not only that, her key fob didn't work. And the reason why I know that because she said it. She said that when she tried to open up the door, it had a flashing red light. Flashing red light indicates that there is you didn't have the right key. What else we had here? And there was also flower pots leading up to the door, leading up to that apartment, and also there was a red mat in front of his apartment. So she had multiple opportunities to figure out that, hey, I'm on the wrong floor before she entered his house. And not only that, she said that she resorts to her police training in her day-to-day life. And basically what was said when she said that was if that was the case, how come you didn't use that same training when you walked into the house and saw him? You should have backed out, gotten a defensive posture, and called for backup, and then enter into the apartment until it was cordoned off and that you had backup. So they can sit there and they could plan a formal attack, talk to the guy, try to figure out what was going on, which she didn't do. Uh, there were witnesses in the other apartments that basically said when you're hearing people, you can hear people talking in the hallway. I live in apartments like that. Yes, you can. Uh, but at the same time as she was not talking in a conversational voice when she said that she was giving verbal commands. You know what I'm saying? Um, she gave verbal commands, which she said 3 times, but you know she still did what she did. What else we got? In order for self-defense, um, he basically one of the one of the guys in the court case said basically, in order for self-defense, there has to be a level of what's that word he used? There has to be deadly force put on to you. So, in order for you to have self-defense, in order for you to claim self-defense, the person had to be exhibiting that they were going to harm or kill you, and which there was nothing that said that Jean had the intent or opportunity to do so. But then she said that he was reaching for his pockets, which he didn't have any pockets on that day. Um, but that's what she said. Um, there's substantial evidence to say that he was shot at a downward angle, um, and they believe that he was trying to take cover once he saw the gun. Not only that, they said that you can visibly see the layout of the apartment once you walked in. She tried to say it was dark, tried to say he was reaching, which is something that all the police always say, which is they seen the silhouette and looked like it was reaching and they thought he had a gun or they thought their life was at risk. Now the defense, that's his job. You know, you can't really sit here and say, forget that dude and this and the third because that's his job. His job is to defend this murderer. And he says the law recognizes that mistakes can be made and that they don't make, and the mistakes that were made, it does not make it criminal, which I think is false because first of all, you had no business in that house. Second of all, you was shooting the man to kill him because you thought that you had the right to kill him because you thought since he was in your apartment that you could lay him down in the state of Texas. That's my interpretation on that's what I'm thinking that she was doing. She was using the castle law. You know, she was thinking that since this guy is in my house, that I have every right to make this dude lay down permanently. And he goes on to say about, you got to prove it reasonable doubt that the defendant was not acting in self-defense, which I understand that. But there is no self-defense in this matter. You were in the wrong spot. You were in the wrong apartment. So if you're going to say reasonable doubt the defendant was not acting in self-defense, was there anything indicating that the guy was trying to kill her? Can you articulate that? Which they really can't. The only thing they can say is that it was dark. It was dark. They also said that one indicator that she was in the wrong apartment was the odor of marijuana, and one of the police officers said that he still can't get it out of his clothes. But at the same time, and it's going back to the self-defense thing. How can you claim? There has to be something put out there to where you cannot claim self-defense when you created the environment. If you know that you got the equalizer on you and you create an environment that you have to use, or you think that you have to use self-defense, deadly force. There's a difference between that. Using self-defense, using your hands, defensive posture, things around you to back the dude up, and pulling out a gun and killing the guy. I think it was the castle. I think she was going with the castle thing. She thought he was in his house. She thought that he was in her house and she blew him away. Ain't no defense, nothing about that. Mike Gibson, exactly. He said, Mike Gibson said, she said herself, she shot to kill the guy, to make him lay down permanently. And the whole thing of murder in Texas, it don't have to be premeditated. You shot this guy knowing that you was going to kill him. And now you think that you should get probation or involuntary manslaughter or some other bullshit to where you can only you don't have to do no time, or you do less time than what what it dictates. That's bullshit. It's bullshit. You walked in the house, you saw all them pictures on the wall, you saw the couch, you saw him, you saw whatever his bowl of ice cream was laying on, and you didn't think that, oh shit, I was in the wrong house. You probably thought you was in the wrong house, but at the same time as you was like, oh, I'm gonna kill this dude. What was he supposed to do? Why he couldn't defend himself in his own house? How come he couldn't defend himself in his own house? Like what everybody else is afforded. Now they still up over there deliberating and still ain't came out yet. If you're looking below if you look below in the description, oh man, I don't think it put it. It didn't put it on there. Well, I tried to put it on there. The link to the actual case live on YouTube by if you just search for WFAA, which is ABC affiliate over there. You guys can get the court case. Coverage will continue after jury deliberates. That's what they're saying right now. Mike Gibson said he lived in Texas, Fort Worth. That's what okay, I can dig it. Mike Gibson, this is no manslaughter, mistake, no mistake. She is trained police officer, entered another man's house. You have training and 4 other weapons you can use, and you shot and killed him. Exactly. You got a baton, you got mace, and you got a taser. She could have used something. I don't know what the other 4 not deadly ones she got, but I know they got them. Oh, and she got her hands. Then she got whatever she could throw at him in that apartment. But if you knew she knew she was in the wrong spot. All she had to do was bet the back. All she had to do was she could at least pulled her weapon and backed out. But guess what she did? She backed out. I mean, I don't know what she did. She pulled her weapon and took it off safe. And took it off safe and fired. That's what she did. She chose to take her booger hook and squeeze the trigger. Boxing conversation with Reggie Owens. What's happening, baby? She chose to do that. There ain't no mistake about it. What else they said in there? They also believe that she had options outside the door. Like I said, she had 2 stories. One story was that she fired at the door. One story is that she fired inside the door, right? And basically what they saying is that she had, out of all the options she had leading up to the door, all the options that she had to squeeze the trigger, her police training and all that should have saved this guy's life. Should have saved Jean's life. Mike Gibson said, everyone who thinks not guilty needs to go home, put your favorite show on TV, pause it, go make a bowl of ice cream, sit down, and give it a good thought. Exactly. You in your own house minding your motherfucking own business. And somebody comes in there and starts blasting. Why you think everybody wants to feel safe. Everybody believes that they are safe in their own home, in their own domicile. And can't even and you can't even get that. You can't even barbecue. You can't even park your car in the parking lot. You can't even open up your own door as a black man without the fear of somebody might call the police on you. You can't even get in an argument with somebody. You can't even play your music loud. You can't even get pulled over and reach for your goddamn wallet. You can't even live. You can't even, you could be accused of selling loose ass cigarettes. And then when the police feel that they need to bother you, antagonize you, and then when they think that they should arrest you for nothing, they choke you out and kill you. You can't even run from the police with your hands visibly in a running motion, with your back towards them, without dying. Mike Gibson said, I want to see this so bad. What did Amber text on MLK Day while she was working the parade? Oh, I don't know that one. I want to know that too. Was she texting her fuck buddy? What was she doing? What was she saying? Was she texting the dude in the picture that was throwing up KKK signs? What was she doing? She had all of a sudden she had the opportunity to kill somebody and took it. See, what I noticed is that when you're constantly looking for trouble and you have in your mind that if this happens, I'm gonna react like this. If somebody push me, man, I'm gonna blow their head off. Somebody swing on me, I'm gonna shoot their ass. And you keep putting in your mind over and over and over and over again. Eventually, it's gonna lead to that. Eventually, it's gonna lead you down to trouble, because you're created in your mind that with all that police training you got, that you say that you use on your day-to-day life, you eventually gonna have to use that. But it don't make it right. It don't make you right. What else that was sitting there? Let's see here. One thing he said, like, what if that was the maintenance man? What if she had a scheduled appointment for the maintenance man in her apartment? What if there was a flood or an emergency in her apartment to where the maintenance man had to get in there and he was in there? Would he have been shot? Dead? Would he be laying on his back permanently in the grave? Would his family have to deal with the loss of a loved one? Mike Gibson said it's got to be so racist that the judge couldn't even let it be seen. But it's gonna come out later. They probably got it redacted right now and stuff like that. But it should come out later. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, if the guy was white, that when she walked into this guy Jean's apartment, if he was white, if you looked differently, would he have been shot? You know what I'm saying? And I know the judge in some instances, like when you look at her face, it looks like she like, you guys ain't asking the right questions. You guys ain't asking the right questions. Mike Gibson said, "Is there?" Is there? She texted a friend that day something racist. Also, Martin Rivera shoots a unarmed man in 2007. Amber said herself she looked up to Rivera. That's why she was attracted to him. Wow. Gibson said, "If she was white, no." I said, "All day, bro." Yeah, it's getting to the point to where it's at the point. It's been past the point that with everything that's going on in America's society, everything looks one way. Everything looks one way. That the cops are always right and the black person is always wrong. You should have been following orders. You should have listened to the officer. You should have put your hands up. You should have complied. You should have done this. You should have done that. You should never been eating ice cream at night in your own apartment. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that, you know, even on the Facebook page, on the YouTube channel which is right here, that they have her mugshot. I'm glad that they have her mugshot. I want to know what was her toxicology report. That's what I want to know. She didn't even have blood in her hands. She didn't even try to render first aid. She didn't try to render nothing. No CPR if it needed. No trying to plug the wound. No trying to slow the bleeding. Trying to stop the bleeding. No nothing. No compression. No nothing. No compression on the wound. No nothing. She didn't have blood in her hand. She didn't have blood in her hand. She didn't have blood in her uniform. No nothing. She sat in the hallway kept saying over and over again, "I'm fucked. I'm fucked." Of course you're fucked. You entered the wrong fucking house and shot somebody. Mike Gibson said, "I'm white. Doesn't matter. Everything you're saying I agree with. I'm a normal white guy just talking about the trial." It's crazy. It's crazy, Mike. Somebody on the YouTube of WFAA just wrote Xanax Amber. Which I want to know, what was she on medication? Yeah, that's another one. What kind of medication was she on? Was the medication that she was holding the kind of medication that, if she was on medication, the kind of medication that she was on, did they even see that if it was okay for her to be on that medication and hold a weapon? You know what I'm saying? She 30 something years old, look like she 40 something years old. Look like she in her late 40s. All them wrinkles and stuff like that, look like she had a hard ass life. You don't age like that overnight. But anyways, let's get back to it. I just don't understand how the police always try to tell people to man up and fess up. Reef the watch, what's happening, baby? Man up and fess up. Be a man. You can't even be man enough to tell the truth. The underrated darkness was happening, baby. But this lady has told two different stories and hasn't told the truth fully. Everything that she has said, everything that she has said is to lessen the blow. Lessen the blow. To make it seem like she was in the right place at the right time and she had reasonable. She was in a reasonable situation to kill this man in his own apartment. Mike Gibson says, she says on the stand, I wanted to become a police officer because I felt it was my chance to help people. You had a chance to help this man and you failed. You goddamn right. And that's almost damn near what everybody say when they become a police officer in the public. They wanted the opportunity to help people. The underrated darkness. What's happening, baby? Michael, my brother, it's wrong, no matter. It's wrong, no mistake, murder. Exactly. Reef the Watcher, good afternoon, my brother, chat. Amber Guyger is pure, unrefined evil. Mike gives you, yeah. It's you trying to lessen the blow. Just be like, hey, man. If you go by what y'all say to people when they going through stuff like this, shouldn't you be like, hey, I killed him and I was in the wrong place at the wrong time? No, they trying to say that it was reasonable for you to use deadly force because you was fearing for your life, because you saw a silhouette reaching for their pockets. And in your training, when somebody's reaching for their pockets, they are a threat. Just because somebody reaching for their pockets don't mean they got something. People reaching for wallets. Remember that dude that walked up to the gas station and the cop was like, let me see your let me get your wallet. As soon as he reached for his wallet, the cop blasted his ass. Shot him all up in his shit. Y'all remember that one, right? And now look at this. I don't care how you put it. There's no law to I'm not talking about the law. Take the law away. Even if you don't want to take the law away, she had no right to kill this dude. She had no right to kill this man. Jean did not have to die in his own apartment the way he did. You took his life. You are a murderer. Ain't nothing out there saying like this guy is like the guy is saying law recognizes that mistakes can be made and that they don't make them criminal. It is criminal. It's criminal for you to be in somebody else's house unannounced. Especially that you were in uniform. It is not a mistake. You can say negligence. You can say whatever you want to. It is not a mistake when you take somebody's life. It is deliberate. It is deliberate. When you put your gun up and you point at somebody and you take their life, it is not a damn mistake. It is purely deliberate. And she shot this man with the intent to kill. Mike Gibson said the apartment complex should have been on stand too. What if she is a helper at the complex like she was her last apartment and was called to go check out the weed smell, no noise after work? Exactly. I said that in my last live stream. What if she was there to help? What if she was working there as an off-duty police officer because she lived there when something happened, because she would be there, she'd be the first one there on the scene. And that's what she did. But instead of knocking, she opened up the door. because it was unlocked. And you know what? All these, because it was ajar and she could see inside. You know, that's what all cops do, right? If you leave your door open, most of the time, and most of the time there's something happening, the door's open. What do? Just walk on in. Well, the door was open. They just walk on in. Then you see this big old black dude, and you get off defensive, and you wanna shoot, cause you so-called scared. Well, how come you didn't wait? Even if that was the case, and you smelled weed smell, and you walk into the apartment, clearly you could smell it from the door. How come you didn't call for backup? Because they tried to use it. Oh, he had weed in his apartment. He's not a law-abiding citizen. He had weed in his apartment. Trying to attack the dude's character for some weed. Reef the Watcher, I remember the Diallo case. The cop who killed him is now a sergeant and is eligible for a pension soon. Shake my head. I won't be shocked if this bitch walks. I won't be shocked either, because I'm thinking that she walking. Like I said, my last live stream, I think she walking. I think she walking. And it seems like JT, I mean, the underrated darkness is saying the same thing. She walking. I'm outside cooking ribs, letting them bad boys smoke. What if I walk outside to my porch and the motherfucker shoots my ass over some goddamn ribs? There was too much smoke in it coming out of the backyard. I thought it was a fire, and I saw you. Looked like you was reaching for your pockets. What kind of shit is that? You can't, JT, man, you better not do a video sitting down with your damn plate showing us what you eating. You can't even do that, JT. You can't even be on live. You can't even be on a live stream in your own damn house doing a YouTube showing people what you cooked and what you about to eat during the live stream these days. You can't even eat a bowl of ice cream without looking over your shoulder. The underrated doctor, she walking. Deliberation is too long. Red flag. They've been deliberating for what? 45 minutes? An hour? And the judge had to go over the direction, the script for the jury twice. I don't know if y'all caught that. She had to do it twice. Yeah, JT, you got to eat and look over your shoulder these days. Your doors could be locked, but they got the key. They got the key. They just opened it on up. You got to have all the lights on at 120 watts, bright as fuck. But you can't even do that because they just turned the lights off and say it was dark. You know, I don't understand. You know, the whole woe. Let's just say she genuinely sincere. It was an accident. Blah blah blah. Woo woo woo. I can have an accident and accidentally kill somebody, and I would still have to prove that I wasn't texting, I wasn't on the phone, I wasn't impaired. I got to prove I had a license, got to prove that I had an insurance, got to prove that I was driving lawfully on the road. I was in erratic behavior. My character is going to be examined. My past traffic history is going to be examined. All that. all that. But I'm supposed to be on the road because I have a license, my registration, and my insurance is all that is up to date. My car is in good working order and all that. I'm supposed to be on the road. You wasn't supposed to be in this man's apartment. You had everything. You had flower pots in the hallway. You had 16 to 17 doors with numbers on it leading up to your apartment. The hallway and your hallway is not even the same. You had flower pots. You had a 4-letter placards in the elevator. The stains on the wall. The dirt. The whole nostalgic. The whole scene is not going to look the same. The cleanliness of it. Did I cover all of it? The roof line when you went up over there. Where you parked, the parking garage, the floor that you was on. They got signs all the way around it saying what floor you on. When you get to the elevator, it says what level you on. And you couldn't figure it out. I'm supposed to be on the road. You ain't supposed to be in that man's apartment. Now, if all that stuff that she's saying is sincere and all that stuff, why are they trying to make her seem like she acted reasonable and using deadly force? Because that's how I'm gonna say it, deadly force. Not that she had every opportunity to defend herself. Talking about the castle law and all this other shit. What castle law? It's his castle, not hers. She's in Texas. Like I said, JT, she is in Texas. Legally kill somebody that's not supposed to be in your apartment. And she had every opportunity to walk out. Just like she had every opportunity to think, to respond, to use. If you can think this. I walked in there. He has a metal foot knocker, whatever you want to call it. I don't. He's in there. I see him. I give him 3 commands. He hears me or he don't. I'm looking at him, but at the same time he might not even be the only one in there. Might not be the only threat in there, allegedly, because somebody breaks into your house. Wouldn't that what you be thinking? He's not alone. So I'm pretty sure you're looking at him, you're scanning to make sure, because your police training, that's what it does, to make sure that when you shoot him, you're not shooting somebody else that ain't got nothing to do with it. Or that has to do something with it. You had all this time to think about what you was going to do, but you chose to take your booger hook and squeeze that and take it out safety with your thumb or with your booger hook, because Glock's got him on the trigger, and squeeze the trigger twice or in one fluid motion. Mike Gibson said, if they come back today, then she's guilty for sure, but I bet they take a day and a half at least. They covering all the aspects, everything they trying to hit her with. So it's going to be some time. She got like 4 or 5 things that they're trying to hit her with off the rip, but then she might get other enhancers with that. But my whole thing is, what is there to deliberate on? what do you guys out there what do you guys think that what should she get? I'm just gonna give y'all two options. Should she be found guilty of murder or a lesser charge? That's the only two options I'm giving. Should it be murder or something lesser? Mike Gibson said if they can't have a verdict by 5 or 6 today, then we get to see her go to prison. Underrated Darkness also he says the longer it goes, red flag walking she is. I think she walking, and I think both of y'all are right. If it's tomorrow, she walking. I think if it ain't today, man, she walking. Because obviously, they can't make a decision. Obviously, they can't make a decision whether or not she's guilty for any other charges. And it might deadlock. Yeah, I'm thinking murder. And they're not, in Texas, they're not saying that murder, you got to have intent. You got to have conspiracy. You got to have intent. You got to have, it's got to be something planned out. They just saying it's like that you basically trying to kill somebody. Let me see here. Let me see. It says murder, right? In this section, it says adequate cause means that would commonly produce a degree of anger, rage, resentment, or terror in a person of ordinary temper sufficient to render the mind incapable of cool reflection. It says 2. Sudden passion means passion directly caused by and arising out of provocation by the individual killed or another acting with the persons killed, which passion arises at the time of the offense and is not solely the result of former provocation. Right? Then it says then B under murder, right? It says a person commits an offense if he or she intentionally or knowingly causes the death of an individual. Intentionally or knowingly cause the death of an individual. Intends to cause serious bodily injury and commits an act clearly dangerous to human life that cause the death of an individual or commits or attempts to commit a felony other than manslaughter and in the course of a foreseen of the commission of attempt or attempt or an immediate flight from the commission of attempt, he commits or attempts to commit an act clearly dangerous to human life that causes the death of an individual. That's what it is. That's what it is up over there. That's what it is. She intentionally and knew that firing her service weapon at somebody in their apartment when you ain't supposed to be there, you was shooting at this guy to kill him. And you knew, Laws D, the pimping, was happening. And you knew that this guy was gonna die. Because you was aiming to kill. Hey, Laws and underrated, man. If y'all want to get on, let me know. Matter of fact, I just emailed y'all the I'll just email y'all. Make sure I got y'all email addresses and stuff. Think I do. I just emailed y'all the link if y'all want to get on. Mike Gibson said, and she says on the stand, she knows what a bullet does. She pulled to kill. It's it's in another man's home. He's eating ice cream and you kill him, murder. Exactly. You ain't supposed to be there. Let me say that analogy again. I'm supposed to be on the road because I have a license, I have insurance, my registration is right, and my car is in good working order, and I am not impaired. I'm supposed to be on the road. You ain't supposed to be in this man's apartment. You're not on his lease. You don't know him. Know nothing. What you cooking, Laws? What you over there cooking? She ain't supposed to be there. Now, what if Jean had the upper hand and blew her away? He would be fighting for his fucking life. Right now. He'll be getting all kind of death threats. Right now. He would literally be fighting for his fucking freedom. His life. No ifs, ands, or buts. This is sad. On that note, guys, I'm getting up off here. I got to go check on these ribs that I'm smoking right now. Hopefully today, like everybody else in here believes, that they come out with a verdict so we can. Oh, some salmon. I got some salmon too. I got some salmon and I got some bass, some sea bass in the kitchen. Well, in the freezer. Laws eating chicken breast and salmon, trying to get back into shape, huh? Laws, imagine this. Before I roll, you in your house. Now, I know this ain't going to necessarily happen over there in the UK, but you are in your fucking house. You are supposed to be there. You're on the lease. You're cooking in the kitchen. And somebody barges in your house, screams, "Let me see your hands, let me see your hands, let me see your hands." Your first reaction ain't to do that shit. Your first reaction is to turn around and say, look at who the fuck is in your fucking house, who ain't supposed to fucking be here. And you get blown the fucking way. Who are you to tell somebody, let me see your fucking hands when you ain't supposed to be there? Mike Gibson, I'll probably be back on. I'm coming back on as soon as I get some word on this thing, man. As soon as I get the word that I hit the bell and the icon. This is where y'all need to go. If y'all want it, right here. I'm gonna post a link. This is where y'all need to go. If y'all want to, if they still deliberating, they still live on YouTube. The Amber Guyger trial, day 7. The jury is deliberating. They're in deliberation right now. So hopefully today, because I think that we all in agreements that if they don't come out with a verdict today, she ain't gonna be charged. She getting all scot-free. No probation, no nothing. Immediate, expedient release. She'll be out to enjoy it. She'll be out partying all week. Celebrating. I don't think that she gives two shits. About what she did. But like I said, you don't gotta listen to me. The link to the YouTube channel, which is a WFAA 8 ABC, like they're an ABC affiliate or whatever, they're covering it. They got the plug. So if you want to go out there and see what go on, hit that subscribe button and that bell icon. So as soon as they come back, you can hear it firsthand. You ain't got to hear it from me. Because the only thing I'm doing is expressing my feelings on this, which my feelings on this is that the bitch is a murderer. Guilty or not guilty. She is a cold-blooded murderer. Like my man's in here said, like Mike Gibson said, she wanted to become a police officer to help people. But she couldn't even give Jean first aid. The only thing she could do is contemplate on how her life will be changed because she was in somebody else's apartment. Talk about I'm fucked. My dog. I'm fucked. Oh my God, I'm fucked. He landed on the ground. You became a police officer to help people. Get this man some first aid. This black dude. Yeah, you take a life, you're a murderer. Exactly. Exactly. You had no... You wasn't on the... Man, goddamn. Lost D Punch Out TV said that's a fucking joke. Mike Gibson says she won't be partying in Dallas. She gonna have to wear a whole costume for that shit, head to toe. The Underrated Darkness. Well, she could go to one of them racist bars. She'd be okay there. The Underrated Darkness. It don't smell right. Ain't nothing smelling right about this. Ain't nothing. The bitch is wicked. She's wicked. And all everybody else is doing is trying to lessen the blow. Lessen the severity of taking this man's life. But Laws, Underrated Darkness, Mike Gibson, this black dude, everybody in here. Everybody in here. If you was in this girl's situation, they'd be trying to give your ass the maximum penalty for not pleading guilty. They'll be looking at you, questioning your integrity because you won't tell the truth. You won't be a man or a woman to tell the goddamn truth. But she can't even give the truth. See what I'm saying? She won't even tell the truth. I just don't get it. On that note, guys, I'm getting up out of here, man. I got to check on these ribs. Shout out to the LDBC and everybody stay sucker free. And also, as soon as I get word, I'm hopping on. After I watch it a little bit and I know they ain't talk about shit, I'm getting right back on to give my thoughts and my 2 cents on what happened. Y'all stay cool out there and watch y'all motherfucking backs while y'all eating.